Hey, my name's Marty. I'm here with Bella, who's just a recent graduate of a 1-week boarding train. We're going to go over the e-collar system, and we're going to go over some simple commands with Bella. One of her biggest problems is she's very reactive and likes to bark at everything. Other than that, she's a really, really great dog, and she's still a really good dog. But to go over the e-collar, this is a Tom Davis Dogtra No Bad Dogs collar. There's a little red dot on the back of it, and there's a little red dot on the collar. So on the remote and the collar, you sync these red dots together, and this turns green. And to turn the remote on, you turn this blue button, or you press this blue button on the side and turn it on. To test it, there's a pager button in the middle. So you page it, and this vibrates, so we know that it's on. So once we get that system set up, we'll go over the other buttons in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and put this on Bella. So I basically just hold it like this, stick it over her head, be sure her ears are out of the way, pull it tight because it's little bungee cords, and just cinch it down. Alright, so once that's on her, I've also got her on a martingale collar, which is just, it means it slips. So whenever she pulls, it gets tight. You can kind of see it right there. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you see that? Okay, good. All right, so if she pulls over here, I'm gonna let her have the rope a little bit to explore. This is a new place for her. We wanted to come somewhere we've never been before to get those barks and reactions that you saw a while ago. So as she's kind of checking it out, I'm gonna give these slight little pulls for her to come back to me. Good girl. Bella was telling me that I dropped my remote. Bella, sit. See how we did that slight little pull right there? I'm gonna drop that rope and stand on it and finish telling you about this collar. So on the side, it's got a nick button and it's got a boost button. So nick is just what it says. It's a nick. It's a little tap on the shoulder like, hey, listen to me. The boost will automatically shock at a higher interval, whatever you set it at. I've got this one set at 15. So if I'm at 0 and I hit the boost, it's gonna go to 15. If I'm at 15, I hit the boost, it's gonna go to 30. So it goes up 15 every single time. We're just gonna use the nick for this, and this dial right here is how you set that. So right now we were at 20, but probably moved to my pocket, but we're at a 5. So watch the dog as I hit this nick button at a 5. So I'm hitting that, no response. So I'm gonna go up to a 9. So I'm hitting that, still no response. I'm gonna go to a 13. Still no response. So now I'm gonna go to a 19. No response. 26. No response. So what's happening is the level of stimulation I'm giving her is not overpowering how sensitive she is to digging the dirt or eating that grass or whatever. So I'm gonna go up to a 34. Now we got a little bite. Bella. Bella. Sit. You saw that. So I literally was at a 47. Okay, she's going back. Great. We're gonna go to a 50. Good girl. Bella, yes. Come. Sit. So that's what we did. We got her attention back on us and off that leaf over here that she's playing with. That was at a 51. So that was a high level. So she was really, really stimulated at that. You heard that vocalization. We don't want to do that all the time, but for the sake of this video in a controlled environment, we wanted you to see how that works. So when she does things, Bella, sit. Sit. When she does things, there's a consequence for those things. And it's this collar for the majority of it. So we got her attention back on us. I'm dialing this back down. I'm at an 8. I'm gonna try to go down. It's very sensitive, this dial is, so I'm at a 5 now. So I wanna stay about at a 5. This button in the front is a pager, which is a vibrate. It vibrates like your cell phone. This nick button is what I was giving her, was just a little jolt, just a little nick. And it took me all the way to 50, whatever it was. So I know that that's a lot of stimulation to go through, but it finally got her attention to where she stopped messing in the ground. So as we're gonna walk around this park, she's going to probably get distracted at things, and I'm going to use this collar to call her back, and I'm going to use that long leash as well in that martingale collar to overcome those things. Bella, this is loose leash walking. So where she's wanting to pull, what this does is it alleviates her from pulling. So see how she stopped and she's looking at me for direction? We always want to be walking with a loose line. We don't want to have this tight and the dog pulling us. If that's the case, the dog's walking us, we're not walking the dog. So we're gonna walk, she's gonna walk on our left side, so I'm gonna redirect her to the left. And if she pulls in front of me, I'm gonna give her these slight little pulls, because she's excited to be here. I'm gonna give her these slight little pulls to draw her back in and let her know to walk with me at my pace. So I'm turning and she's going this way. I'm gonna give her this little nick, see how she's coming back. That's what we want. Bella, sit. Slight little pull to the sit. Good girl. And we're gonna give her a little reward because she's sweet and we love her. Bella, come. I'm sorry, come is not what we use, it's here. I apologize. You did good. You knew what the game was anyway, didn't you? Good girl. Good girl. You're sweet. Bella. So we don't have to say heel, this is implied. So as we're walking, you can see her kind of hesitate to wait on me. That's what we want. So this is at our pace, not her pace. If she starts to get in front of us, you can see me pulling back. I'll just give you slight little tugs. And as I'm walking, she's gonna be on my left side. The reason we want her on our left side, Bella, sit. The reason we want her on our left side is because we should be always walking towards traffic. So that puts the traffic over here. It puts us in this safety zone, or I'm sorry, this buffer zone. It puts her on the far left side in a safety zone. So that way we should always be able to mitigate whatever's happening over here by directing our dog out of any harm's way. Good girl. We're gonna go back to this heel, but we're not saying heel, this is implied. And we're just walking at our pace, as fast or as slow as we wanna go. And if she gets in front of us, we're just giving these slight little tugs. And as you see, we give these tugs, sometimes she looks at us, she stops, and she's kind of looking at us to see if she'll do it. Yep, good girl, sit. So what that is that's me giving her these indications, because everything that I'm feeling and doing is going right down this leash to her. So when I do those things, she's looking at me like, okay, what's going on, Dad? What are we doing? And that's got to transfer over in your household. So once we get that understood, and once that's happening, you're good to go as far as the loose leash walking goes. The stay until she's supposed to be called off, that's implied as well. So she's going to stay put until we call her. If she moves, we're going to go back to that position. So to call her, I'm going to hit this nick button and call her name. Bella, come. God, I said come again. Bella, here. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. She's walking off. I want her to come back to me. I'm going to do the same thing. Bella, here. Bella, here. Very good. Yes. Now what I like for her to do when she gets to me is sit down. One of the problems that she was having, and she almost did it right there, was jumping. So to deter that jump, Bella, sit. I want to go to that sit position every single time. So if we do that every time when she meets a stranger or anybody like that, she's going to go to that sit position and wait for the okay to be petted or loved on or reward or whatever it would be. So that's something I really want to drive home. Whenever she comes to you, it's sit. Don't put hands on her, don't touch her, don't do anything until she sits down. Once she sits down, then we give that reward. And again, she's gonna stay put until we tell her to move. Once she moves, or once we call her, she's gonna move to us, then again, we're gonna tell her that sit position. Bella, here. Sit. Good girl. Then we can give her rewards.
Yes, good girl, baby. Yeah, good girl.
See how we deterred that? And I wanted to see if she would jump, and she did, and that's fine because she's excited, and that's a good thing. But we want her to not do that when people are around or new people come over. So I just give her a little vocalization there of a negative response, and then she went right back like, "Oh, okay, Dad, what am I supposed to do?" And we got her in that sit position. Good girl.
Yep.
Great. So we have Bella sitting here, and there's another dog in the park that's coming up through here. So I'm positioning her here where she's going to react, and I'm going to mitigate accordingly. She sees it. She's figuring out what it is. And as soon as she barks, I want to hit her with this nick so that it deters that. Or I could use the pager. Let's just use the pager this time, which is the vibrate. Well, that's good. She didn't do it, so that's a win. They took that dog and they went out through there. So let's walk down parallel and see if she'll react. A lot more distracted if she's wanting to get up here to this dog. So that's totally fine. But remember, these flat little pulls are what's going to be those directions. Sit. She moved off that sit. I'm going to redirect her to go back to the sit. Sit. Slight little pulls. That's all that is. That's what's great about these little martingale collars. Come here. Here, good girl. Sit. She made really good choices right there, so that's what we want to see. So with that, oh, here comes another dog. This is great. Come here, baby girl. Let's walk back over this way. So I've got her sitting in the direction of this dog that's coming up. I'm going to hold this leash loosely. And we have a child too. She was also reacting to child. So she did a little bark right there. So I just slightly pulled the collar because I didn't have my finger on the button. So we'll wait and see what she does here. How are y'all doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. She's super stimulated right now. You can see she's really wanting to get over there. Sit. Very good choice. And she went to a submissive lay down position. That's exactly what I want to see. Now, even though she did give 2 little yelps, that's a lot better than what she'd been doing. And what do we do in those situations? I didn't even use the collar. I actually just used the leash pressure on her neck, and I just went like this. And that's what it took, and she stopped, and she looked, and she's like, okay, I'm down. That's what we want to see in any of these situations. I want to walk her over here, kind of around, and see if she'll react again, and we'll use the collar. Bella. This is really good. We've moved a lot closer. I'll tell you what, let's go over here to this bench. Come on, Bella. Bella, sit. Good girl. So I positioned her looking away from the things behind us, and I'm sure she's probably gonna, well, she's moving right now to go over here and probably look at them. But maybe not. Maybe she's done with that and she's over that distraction. That's even better. I'm gonna give her a little bit of rope because she's been doing really good, and I want to give her a little bit of a reward for not reacting. But my finger's on the collar if she does react, so that we can administer the vibration. Trying to figure out what that tarp is. Bella. Come here, Bella. Sit. Good girl. She was a little scared of that tarp. So I called her back, let her figure it out, and showed her it was a positive thing, not a negative thing. So to conquer that, we're going to go over here and we're going to walk around it. Let her get all in her feels about it and let her conquer that and get over it. Come on. Good girl, Bella. It's okay. Good girl. Sit. Very good. Yeah, very good. Good girl. She's not going to react at all to the child or to the dog, and that's what we want to see. So that's great. Problems that we had was Bella reacting in the car, barking at different people and different things. So what we want to do is utilize this time with her in the car. And again, if she reacts, we're going to mitigate with the e-collar. You can see that the level's set on 0. And all I'm going to do is hit this middle button. I'm going to hit it now. Watch what her reaction is. Sit. Good girl. She gets in a calming position and she's looking at us for direction. And that's what we really want. So again, going down the road, and this is the safest thing to do. I would encourage you guys, since it's both of you, for one of you to utilize the collar and the other one drive and focus on driving. If we go down through here, there was some kids playing a while ago. Let's see if she... She's just going to sit and be a good girl. That's good. Good girl. We've been doing this several times. And usually she just lays down like this and she drives really well. But again, if she were to react, and those kids aren't out there now, but if she was to react, what are we going to do? We're going to hit this pager button, and we're going to give her a deterrent after that. We're going to say pager, then we're going to say Bella, no, or Bella, hush. And then we're going to tell her to sit. And she's going to be sweet, just like that. Good girl, Bella. Good girl. So she started to stand up. She's giving a little growl. I'm going to tell her to sit, Bella. I did that without any kind of correction with the e-collar. That was just verbal. And she did good. So that's going to be the biggest deterrent. It's just calling her, reining her back in whenever she has made a reaction for whatever reason. There wasn't anything out there. I don't know what she was getting gruffy about, but that's the biggest thing, is just calling her back and getting her in this neutral position to where she can be comfortable and we're comfortable and everything's right with the world.